guy can win, but he's 33-1 and he's Tommy Fleetwood.
This is the Rotowire US Open preview, sponsored by DraftKings. I'm Alan Seslowsky, along with the expert, Len Hochberg. Len, let's start right with your top five. Scotty Scheffler, ranked number one again. What are his prospects for the 25 US Open?
If he could do anything more than win, anything higher than winning, I would say that. He has won 3 of his last 4 tournaments. He's just won the PGA. He's the overwhelming favorite this week. I'm very excited to see Scotty Scheffler play against maybe the hardest golf course in the world in Oakmont. But nobody is better equipped to do that than Scotty Scheffler. There is not a weak part of his game. He is firing on all cylinders right now. I'm not telling anything to anybody right now, anything they don't know. He's the overwhelming favorite, and I think we will see him in the mix at the very least come Sunday afternoon.
Is he already on the Mount Rushmore of all-time golfers?
No, he can't be. He still has only 3 major titles, and you get to Jack Nicklaus at 18 and Tiger Woods at 15 and so on down the line. But I think it's a very easy thought to, think 5-10 years down the road, and he could be. But for right now, he is clearly the best golfer today, clearly the best golfer since Tiger Woods, clearly the best golfer. Fill in the blank, whatever you want to say from there.
Okay. At number 2, you have Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, Rory McIlroy, it is incredible that Rory McIlroy in the last few months has won 2 of the biggest tournaments in the world, in the Masters and the Players Championship. And he has fallen so far behind Scotty Scheffler in the world rankings. It's just inconceivable. The thing about McIlroy, when he finally won the Masters, a lot of us thought that the pressure would be off. He won the Masters. He completed the career Grand Slam. It would just be free and easy, and he wouldn't have the pressure on himself anymore. Well, he finished way back at the PGA Championship. He missed the cut at the RBC Canadian Open the week before the US Open. He might be a little bit too relaxed right now, and he might need to refocus. Whether it comes this week at the US Open or at Royal Portrush next month for the Open Championship, we don't know. But I think everyone has to have Rory McIlroy at number 2 on their list.
All right. Ranked number 3, you have Bryson DeChambeau, who already has a couple US Open titles.
Yeah, he is the defending champion. We can't forget about him. He is finished in the top 6 5 times in the last 2 years since the beginning of last year in majors. No one's done that. McIlroy hasn't done that. Scheffler hasn't done that. He's been there. He was right there with McIlroy on Sunday at the Masters in the final group. He ended up 5th. He was one of the guys who finished runner-up to Scotty Scheffler last month at the PGA. He is in every major tournament these days, and he is well equipped as the longest hitter in the game, or certainly one in the top few, to handle Oakmont. And he could attack it the way he did Winged Foot in 2020. Just hit it as far as you can. Don't worry that you're in the rough, but if you're 50 yards past everyone else, you'll be using wedge when they'll be using another club.
All right. Ranked at number 4 on your list, which, by the way, the full list can be found on rotowire.com. Len's complete article with a full US Open outline and his complete. How many players do you rank?
There are 156 guys in the field. It takes a while.
Right. So that's why we're just giving you a little taste right now, but we'll put the link in the video description. You can get all of Len's rankings and his full detailed explanation of each player. But at number 4, I like this one. You got Jon Rahm sitting there.
Yeah, Jon Rahm, who had shown nothing in the majors since he left for LIV last year, finally resurfaced, and he was right there for a while with Scotty Scheffler on Sunday at the PGA. Now, he happened to have imploded on the back 9 uncharacteristically and ended up in a tie for 8th. But I think everyone knows that Jon Rahm is now once again capable of contesting in a major and being there. And that's why he clearly is number 4 for me this week. And I find that there is a sharp drop after number 4. These 4 guys, clearly the top 4. I think most people, if not everyone, will have those 4 guys in some order.
Right. So that's your S tier. That's your tier 1, so to speak. All right. So let's get out of tier 1. Let's drop down a couple to your contenders tier. Ranked at 13th overall, Ludvig Åberg.
Yeah, and he's normally a top 10 guy in the power rankings, and he is still top 10 in the world, but he is just not playing great. And it's hard to say that about somebody who's already won a tournament this year and has finished 7th at the Masters. But he's really, other than his driving, which of course is an important part of the game and especially important at Oakmont, his approach play is way off. His putting is way off. He showed signs lately at the Memorial and the Canadian Open, but it was just enough for me to drop him down a bit. But we know that Ludvig Åberg has the skill set to win this tournament, and I don't think there are many guys we can say that about.
Okay, let's get into our DraftKings best plays for the U.S. Open. We're going to give you one sleeper, one bust, and one must play on DraftKings for the U.S. Open. Let's start, Len. Who's your sleeper in this tournament?
The DraftKings prices go all the way into the 5,000s this week. And so I'm going to give you somebody who's way down there. Well, not at the top of the 5,000s anyway, but down the list. 5,900, Sam Stevens. I don't think he's going to win the tournament. I don't think he's going to contend for the title. We're looking for guys to make the cut. This is the toughest cut to make. Only 60 guys and ties will make the cut. I think he can do it. This is his 5th major. He's just coming off a made cut at the PGA. He's been in the U.S. Open twice. He made the cut both times, 2022 and 2023. He's never missed a cut before in a major. Earlier this year at Torrey Pines for the Farmers, Torrey Pines, a U.S. Open track, he finished as shared runner-up there. So I think he brings a lot to the table, and certainly at that price, if you're looking for a 6th guy to fill out your lineup, he's my favorite play in the 5,000s.
Good call there. How about a bust? Someone that you think is going to be significantly owned, that you laugh every time you see someone post a lineup with this golfer in them?
Well, I don't know if I'm going to laugh, but a guy who fits your description mostly would be Justin Thomas. He concerns me. This is a golf course where you have to hit the ball straight. If you don't hit the ball straight, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And even though Justin Thomas has had a great season, he's got a win for the first time in years, he's number 5 in the world, his big problem this year is keeping the ball in the fairway. And that concerns me. He's done his best playing this year on shorter courses where you can leave driver in the bag. You can't do that at Oakmont. So I don't know if I'm going to call him a bust or anything, but I don't think he will live up to his price anywhere. He's just coming off a missed cut at the PGA.
And how about one must-play golfer for the U.S. Open?
I talk about this guy all the time in these Masters, these major videos. His name is Harris English. He is only 6,700. The guy cannot get out of the 6,000s to save his life. I know he has nothing to do with it, but he's just coming off 2nd place. He was runner-up at the PGA along with Bryson DeChambeau behind Scotty Scheffler. In the last 5 U.S. Opens, Harris English has finished 3rd, 4th, and 8th. He's never missed a cut in 9 U.S. Opens. He won a tournament earlier this year, the tournament that Sam Stevens was runner-up at. Harris English won, Torrey Pines, U.S. Open track. I think this guy can fit in every lineup. I have him in my top 20, maybe even my top 15 of my power rankings. He just does everything well. Nothing elite, nothing great, doesn't have a huge weakness, doesn't have a huge high point, does everything well. That's what you need to do at a U.S. Open.
All right, those were our DraftKings best and worst plays for 2025 U.S. Open. The U.S. Open is here, and there's no better way to get closer to the action than with DraftKings Daily Fantasy, the ultimate destination for fantasy golf fans. Right now, DraftKings is giving new customers a chance to play free for their share of millions in prizes with their first deposit on DraftKings Daily Fantasy app. It's simple to play. Pick your lineup of PGA golf stars while staying under the salary cap. Then sit back and track the action as your players score points. Every drive, every birdie, every Sunday surge. Feel the pressure and intensity of the U.S. Golf Open like never before. Download the DraftKings Daily Fantasy app and enter promo code ROTOGOLF. That's ROTOGOLF to play free for your share of millions with your first deposit. That's for new DraftKings customers. Just download the Daily Fantasy app and it's your free shot today. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. 18 plus in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. Minimum $5 deposit required. One single-use $3 ticket rewarded. Ticket rewards are site credits valid for use on eligible DraftKings contests. Ticket rewards expire 14 days after being issued. Ends on June 13th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. See terms at DraftKings.com/promotion. Let's talk about some gambling, some betting, right? Who is your best bet? What's a play that you're going to be recommending people make for the U.S. Open?
Clearly, Scotty Scheffler is the overwhelming favorite, and Rory McIlroy is number 2, and Bryson DeChambeau. I don't know if you're going to get a good bang for your buck there, and the odds are so low. I know a lot of people don't feel comfortable playing those. So I'm going to go back a little bit. I'm not sure if this guy can win, but he's 33-1, and he's Tommy Fleetwood. And Tommy Fleetwood has never won a PGA Tour event, but he really shows up in the majors. He's had a lot of top fives. It would not surprise me if one day that Tommy Fleetwood's first PGA Tour win comes in a major. He's another guy who just does everything pretty well, and he doesn't have a severe weakness in his game, and that's what you need at a U.S. Open track. That's why he plays well in U.S. Opens. I don't know if he can win, but he's 33-1, and you move back from the 3-1s and the 4-1s that are the Schefflers and McIlroys, and you get somebody who has at least a chance to get you there.
So you're putting, what, 10 grand on him, I'm thinking, at 33-1, Len?
Well, today, and I might, double it up as I think about it later in the week there, as I feel more confident.
All right. It's bold prediction time, baby. Who's going to win the U.S. Open in 2025?
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler is going to win. You want some crazy pick or anything? It's just not. It's just
I want
not,
who you think is going to win.
Yeah, I think it's not exciting. It's not. It's kind of boring and everything. But he is just on another plane these days. I'm really excited to see the way he plays the world's hardest golf course. I think the guy who could give him the most trouble and might be there on Sunday is Bryson DeChambeau. I'm a little worried about the way McIlroy has been playing post-Masters. He might need to get out of his funk, but DeChambeau is right there in every major. And one of these times, even against Scotty Scheffler, he's going to pick one off.
Okay, I just want to remind everybody right now, you can see Len's full rankings. Just click on the link in the video description below. It's on rotowire.com. And to get 15% off any Rotowire subscription, just go to rotowire.com and use code YouTube15 or click the link that we've provided right there. That's 15% off any Rotowire subscription. He's Len Hochberg. I'm Alan Seslowsky. This has been the Rotowire US Open Preview brought to you by DraftKings.